Hey everyone, this is Heather and I'm back with another video. This week I am sharing a project for Emerald Creek. As you may or may not know, I am on Emerald Creek's design team and I just adore their products, and we also carry some of them in our shop over at wildwhisper.designs.com. The link for Emerald Creek as well as Wild Whisper will be in the description box below. And for this project, it's Christmas themed, of course, because happy December, it is now upon us. I can't believe how fast November went by. The last few months actually have gone by really fast. And so for this project, I'm creating a mixed media tag. As you can see, I am heat embossing this beautiful Christmas polka stamp, and this of course is an Emerald Creek image. It's just lovely. I love how big it is and just the vintage look to it, and I love typography as well, so of course it features that prominently. It's really cute and vintage and swirly, and I just used Versamark ink and I used the champagne colored embossing powder, which is a really nice gold color. It's just the perfect traditional gold for Christmas, and I love that powder. It's also very fine, so it picked up all the fine details on this stamp as well, which I love. Some of the chunkier Emerald Creek powders that they are more known for probably wouldn't pick up as well on this stamp in particular because it is quite detailed, so I do love that about this stamp, but you just have to be careful with what powders you select. So now I'm inking up the background of my tag, and the tag base is made of a thick chipboard, and then I have just adhered some white cardstock on top, so that's what I'm working on. And it's a nice smooth cardstock, so these inks are blending really nicely on it. And I'm just giving it a little wipe with my baby wipe. It's a dry wipe, and letting the ink come off that embossing powder. Here I'm just taking plain water out of my Tim Holtz mini mister, and I'm flicking it onto the tag just like I would with my normal mists to splatter it, but as you can see, it reacts with that distress ink and removes some of the color from those areas. The water reactivates the ink and pushes the ink out of those spots, so it's a really fun technique to try, and it worked great on this smooth cardstock. Next, I'm taking this Elder Grove stamp, which again is an Emerald Creek image. I just love these trees. They're great for a feature or as a background image, and I'm using it on the background. As you can see, it kind of fades off, and it just added a really nice border to the top and bottom of my tag, and it goes with the Christmas theme, of course, because it does look like pine trees. So next, I'm taking this chipboard die cut, which I cut out using my Tim Holtz tag die. It's one of the book plates on that tag die, and I just inked it up with Versamark, and now I'm using the charred gold Emerald Creek embossing powder, and this is one that Wild Whisper does have in their shop, so you can check that out. I really love this powder. I'm heating it up, and while it's still hot and kind of sticky, I just dumped a little bit more powder on top of that and pressed it into the warm powder so that it would stick rather than re-inking it and getting a lot more powder on. This way I just got a little thin second layer onto it, and it evened out a couple of other areas. I really love this powder too. It's a nice vintage sort of gold. It's got some black flecks in it that make it look distressed, and it's just a really nice powder. So I looked through my Wild Whisper holiday style 3x4 cards, which are from the card pack, and I'm just picking out a brown card with the ugly sweater pattern on it, and I traced around that circle, or oval rather, that was from the center of my book plate, and just gave it some extra room around the edge and cut that oval out. It's a rough oval that I just cut with scissors, and I'm adhering it to the book plate using tacky glue. My glue is a bit old, so it's even thicker than I think tacky glue when you first buy it. So instead of using the nozzle, I like to just scoop it out with a craft stick, and so that's what I'm doing here. I did add some adhesive from my tape runner onto the tag itself just to reinforce that paper and get it adhered nicely to the tag, and I added more tacky glue on the back. Before I stick that down, I'm just putting in a little gold brad on one side of the book plate. The other end of the other hole on the book plate is hanging off the end of the tag, or the side of the tag, so I didn't put a brad in there because it would show on the back of the book plate, but I had a plan for this already. I'm taking one of Emerald Creek's deer charms. These are so cute and I'm really loving them. Comes with 6 in a pack and I've used 2 already. One was on a card that I made. I haven't shared that yet, but I'll have to post it because it's really cute with the deer charm as well. But I just love these deer charms. They are leaping and they're just so cute, and of course I'm still into deer and they're very trendy as well. So I'm just taking some of my jump rings, and these were in the perfect gold color. They just happened to match, so I hooked those up to dangle that charm from the book plate there, and the charm was a bit sticky on the back from the glue dot that held it in its packaging, which I could have easily rubbed off, but I actually liked that stickiness to it because it helped to hold it in place on the tag where I wanted it. Even though it does come off easily and it still dangles, I just like to keep that tack there because it made it easier to pose the deer for photos. So that was nice. Now I'm taking my Tim Holtz tiny word stickers from the craft sheet. There's white and craft stickers in here, and I chose the craft, and I'm just inking the edges with the aged mahogany ink and sticking those on. And I'm going to add some crazing to this whole thing, I believe. Yeah. And I really like how this came out kind of vintagey. I find that it's not a style I typically go for lately, but I really like how it turned out on this tag in particular, and I look forward to giving this tag as a card. Well, it's not a card, giving it with a gift for Christmas this season. Hopefully someone will enjoy it. And the crazing, when it dried, turned out really nice. It adds that nice tiny crackle, which you can see in some of these close-ups. So definitely participate in the Emerald Creek challenge that's going on right now. If you participate, you automatically get a 10% discount in the shop, and you have a chance of winning a $50 gift card. And you have all month to enter. Just go over to the Emerald Creek Dares blog, which I will link below, and you can create a project according to the challenge, which I believe is just literally a holiday type project of any kind that you can link up. Even better if you use some Emerald Creek products. They are wonderful, and I hope you participate. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and have a wonderful week.